Life is Strange fan, you'll know that this last year has been kind of a weird year for us. Around this time last year, a new Life is Strange game was announced, Life is Strange Double Exposure. A lot of people were super excited, mainly because Max Caulfield, the protagonist in Life is Strange 1, was actually returning to be the main protagonist in Double Exposure. A lot of people were very, very excited, but also a little bit skeptical as well, which I think is understandable. If you think about Max's story in Life is Strange 1, right at the end of Life is Strange, Max has to make a really difficult decision where she either has to choose between sacrificing Arcadia Bay or sacrificing her best friend. Both of these endings in their own way to fans are endgame, and it's kind of hard to make a game based on Max that is being labelled as a sequel like Double Exposure was, and make everybody happy. When Double Exposure was first announced, I made loads of videos about it, talking about news, the most recent reveal trailers, anytime we got new information on the game, and even just talking about my own theories and what I think, and also talking about a lot of the controversies. And one of the main controversies, and maybe not so much controversy, but main question that a lot of fans were asking, because it was a Max story, where is Chloe Price? This was one of the main questions that Deck9 always got asked, and they always dodged the question. And at the time, I thought it was for a reason, and it was marketing. They wanted people to talk about the game, they wanted people to buy the game and find out for themselves. But unfortunately, about a day before chapters 1 and 2 of Double Exposure went into early access, it was leaked that Max and Chloe had broken up. I had of course tried to ignore these, what I thought were rumours, played Double Exposure and learned that, yeah, unfortunately, Deck9 did make the narrative decision to break up Max and Chloe if you told Double Exposure that Chloe was still alive and that you'd sacrificed Arcadia Bay. It would have been broken up or gone your separate ways, depending on how you perceived your relationship with Chloe and what you told Double Exposure. This was definitely the first mistake that Deck9 had made, but I think their first mistake was just making a sequel to Life is Strange 1. Don't nod the original developers themselves that Max's story was done. Specifically, Max and Chloe's story was done, and there was no way that they were going to make a sequel to this game, because why would they? It was a great ending, and you kind of use your imagination to what you think happened, whether you sacrificed Chloe or sacrificed Arcadia Bay. And that was kind of the beauty of the first Life is Strange game, and I think that's also why it's so iconic. Not only that, but there were a lot of other issues with Double Exposure. I've already spoken about Double Exposure. Of course, it goes without saying that in this video I am going to be talking very candidly about Double Exposure, by the way, so if you've not played the game and you don't want it spoiled for you, I recommend clicking off this video. I assume that most people watching this video and choosing to watch it have either already played Double Exposure and know what happens, or just knows what happens because you've read it up or you just know. Unfortunately, as many of us know, Double Exposure did not perform as well as Deck9 or even Square Enix had anticipated. To the fans, the game was a massive flop, and I have actually made an entire video talking about Double Exposure. There is actually a link down in the description. It's one of the biggest videos I've ever done and the hardest I've ever worked on a video. So if you're interested in listening to me review Double Exposure, talking about the positives and the negatives, and boy, let me tell you, there are a lot of negatives. There is a card just up here that will take you to the video. I will warn you though, it is about 45 minutes long, so if you don't want to sit through that, I totally understand. It is a lot to take in. So just to briefly summarize, did not enjoy Double Exposure as much as I thought I would. I was really disappointed in the game. I was disappointed with the narrative direction, I was disappointed with the writing, I didn't like nor really understand the story because there were just so many plot holes and subplots. There were just so many things going on at once. Even now, every time I think about the story of the game, when I think of critics reviewing the game, they weren't as harsh with it as we were as fans. Us fans definitely had a lot more negative things to say about the game than, say, critics. Critics very much gave it mixed reviews, but fans hated it. People even now speak very ill of Double Exposure, and fans have even gone as far as saying that they do not declare it as canon, which is absolutely insane. So yeah, that seriously did harm sales of the game. Obviously the news getting out about Pricefield breaking up, etc, etc. I do just want to preface that I was disappointed that Max and Chloe had broken up or split up or whatever, but the main disappointment for me was the story. I could live with the fact that they split up Pricefield if it was written properly, because I thought, okay, yeah, I don't mind a story about a little bit of heartbreak and heartache, but they just didn't write the game very well. Like, it was meant to be a murder mystery and it didn't even really get solved. Okay, yeah, sure, we learned that Max was the killer, but we didn't learn Max's motives. We didn't learn the motives of the murder, nothing like that. Like, no story was really resolved. I was just left feeling empty at the end. But yeah, it was definitely bit of a mess, and Deck 9 absolutely fumbled the bag, and I did lose quite a bit of trust in Deck 9 over all that, because the game was just marketed very weirdly. I'd never seen a Life is Strange game be marketed like that before, and for it to not even be successful or even well received is just really, really sad. The game did get nominated for a few awards, and I think it did win a few, but that gets overshadowed just by how much people disliked the game and how poorly written and everything else it was. People saying that Max was mischaracterized, the depictions of Chloe were mischaracterized. Yeah, it's a whole big thing, and I do want to make another video talking about that. I mean, I know I've already done the review and stuff, but yeah, there is just so much to talk about here. I just want to say that if you did enjoy Double Exposure, I won't hate you for it or think that you're weird. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion, and someone may have perceived it differently, but personally for me, I just didn't, it wasn't an enjoyable experience for me. But yeah. Things didn't go down well. I'm not sure if it was actually an outsider of Deck 9 or actually Deck 9 that said this, but even they have said that Life is Strange Double Exposure was a huge loss for Deck 9, which is such a shame. And the worst thing is, about 2 months after Double Exposure come out, Deck 9 announced that they had laid off most of their writing team. This included Felice Korn and Jonathan Stauder, who were 2 lead narrative directors who did a lot of marketing for the game as well. If you'd watched the reveal live stream and a few of the panels they did about Life is Strange Double Exposure before the game had come out, then you would know who they were. They also got laid off. Just wanted to say as well that I was not one of those fans that thought that they deserved it. I did not celebrate Deck 9 employees getting laid off. I was very sad about it, and any fans that celebrated this are truly disgusting. At the end of the day, this is real people, real lives that just got laid off and had lost their jobs right before Christmas, not able to support themselves or their families. And the fact that some fans said that this was justice for them breaking up their favourite fictional couple is diabolical behaviour. And I just want to say that I do not condone that whatsoever. And I do feel remorse for these Deck 9 employees that did get laid off. It's not fair. And it was also right before the holidays, which makes it worse. And I really do hope that these people have landed on their feet now. But I was truly disgusted by what some of these fans were saying. And it certainly doesn't align with what I think. These people did not deserve this. I think Deck 9 were just trying to do something that Life is Strange hadn't done before, and it just wasn't executed very well. So what we do know at the moment is that at the end of Double Exposure, it is hinted that there's going to be a sequel to the game with saying Max Caulfield is going to return, and a post-credit scene of Diamond with a nosebleed insinuating she may have powers, etc, etc. And it just opens up this whole other multiverse of possibilities for the franchise. Whether this is something that they're actually going to follow through on, or if they're going to do a Life is Strange side project, I have no idea. See, we know that Deck 9 can make a good Life is Strange game. Take Life is Strange Before the Storm, for example. I personally think that Before the Storm was a fantastic Life is Strange game. It was emotional, it was impactful, it was deep, and it touched a lot of people, myself included. Had a fantastic soundtrack, and it was really well written at the time, considering it was a prequel to an already established title, and this was Deck 9's first go at a Life is Strange game. Sure, episode 3 was a little bit weak, but that doesn't take away what Before the Storm was as a whole. I still think it was a really solid game for Deck 9's first go. We also got the Farewell DLC, which was just as emotional and fantastic, and Life is Strange True Colors, which I also think was a great game. I know that's probably a little bit of a controversial opinion, and people are allowed to disagree with me, but I personally think that True Colors was fine. I really liked True Colors. I thought Alex was a fantastic character. I really enjoyed the story, and I felt desire to go and play it again just for pleasure. Double Exposure, I did not have that feeling at all. I only replayed it as many times as I did because I had to for my review to get footage and to get the Platinum Trophy on my PlayStation, but it wasn't enjoyable. But with games like Before the Storm and True Colors, which are Deck 9 Life is Strange games, I enjoyed them and I thought they were good. So as I said, we know they can make and write a good Life is Strange game. It's just pinpointing where they went wrong with Double Exposure. That's pretty much all I've got to say for this video. I want to apologise if it was a little bit of a rambly mess. It's been a very long time since I've filmed a video like this, where I've had no script. I've just wrote down notes and then been like, right, talk, make it make sense. So I'm sorry if this is a little bit of a mess. I wanted to be careful what I said because I don't want to send any hate to Deck 9 over what happened with Double Exposure, and as a fan, I personally don't hold any cold feelings towards this studio. At the end of the day, they tried something and it just didn't work. I won't hate the studio forever over it, and I would be very happy if they were to announce a new Life is Strange game, but at the moment we've just got to wait and see. I am really intrigued to know what you guys think of this topic down in the comments, whether you think there'll be a new Life is Strange title and what you think the future of Deck 9 or the Life is Strange franchise will look like. I still think that we could potentially see something, but I doubt it will be anytime soon. It's still up for discussion what's going to come next. Hopefully something better than Double Exposure, I'm hoping. If you did enjoy this video, please do leave a like and consider subscribing. I plan on making so much more Life is Strange content. And also, yes, to answer all of your questions, I am going to make a review of Lost Records Bloom and Rage, which was Don't Nod's most recent IP, which released recently, and I absolutely loved it, and I'm really excited to let you guys know my thoughts. I'm currently working on a review video for the game, sort of like I did for Double Exposure. So yeah, watch this space. Thank you guys so much for watching, and hopefully I will catch you in the next video. Goodbye and take care.